It's time for Chill and Heal. From mental health and anxiety to nutrition and self-care, just chill and live a happy life. Chill and Heal with Chill Spa owner Chrissy Cantor on 99.9 and AM 1370 WFEA.
And this morning she's broadcasting live in New Mexico. She puts the enchantment in the land of enchantment. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your host, Chrissy Cantor. Good morning, Chrissy.
Good morning, Mike, and good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to be here in New Mexico. I'm your Chill and Heal host, here to fuel your mind, body, and soul with goodness. We will connect, open up, share, be real, be raw, overcome, let go, learn, and grow together to simply live a happy life. Remember, sharing is caring, and we are not alone. How are you doing, Mike?
I'm so happy to see you this morning. I'd rather see you in the seat across from me, but I know New Mexico is a beautiful place to be.
Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. And have you been here?
I have not. About as close as I've gotten was Arizona. So I almost made it there. And I said, let's just take a little side trip to New Mexico, but then we would have missed our flight. So I will get there.
You will have to, and you'll have to be our guest.
Oh, all right. I'm ordering my tickets right now.
That's right. You better hurry up because they're going up.
Oh, boy. That's if they're even flying at all.
All right. So I'm excited to welcome my guests, John Veltri and Marijo from the beautiful state of New Mexico. And I just want to say I was so impressed. I didn't know who they were. And they were speaking up at a Sandoval County Commissioner meeting where my fiance is a county commissioner, and I was just so blown away, and I got to know them, and I'm welcoming them on our show because they are American Crusaders. That's what I call them. And welcome, John and Marijo.
Thank you.
Thank
Good morning.
you. We're happy to be here.
Yes. Yeah, I'm so excited that you guys are here. I know it's really early. It's 7 a.m. and you live, what, an hour away?
About 40 minutes.
40 minutes? All right.
That's okay. It's all worth it.
Oh, well, thank you. Can you share a little bit about your story and your background and all that wonderful stuff?
Sure. Well, thank you, Chrissy. I'm John Veltri, and I worked in telecommunications for about 33 years. And I built tens of thousands of cell towers, microwaves, and radios across 14 states. I was a regional senior program manager. And I helped build the technology that we all use and love today, leading up to actually G5. I wasn't part of G5, but I was part of G3 and 4 and what led to it. I've been retired about 15 years. I have extensive technical background in engineering and design. I'm very familiar with technology. And that's kind of what I do. And I also was a firefighter, engineer, and a lieutenant in Colorado. For about 5 years, serving my community as well. Marijo?
Well, I'm none of those things. And happy to say so. But I was more a healthcare professional. I was in the dental profession for 20 some years. And I started as a dental assistant, and then I ran a dental office, managed a dental office crew. And from that, I went into equine veterinary tech and spent a lot of time with horses and a little bit with children that were having issues, difficult homes, and were kind of passed around in the system. And we put them up on a horse, and it just changes their whole outlook. So it gives them confidence. And so that was really fun. And then John and I reunited in 2010, and we moved from Prescott, Arizona to New Mexico. And we started our little crusade here with voter integrity from going to a meeting with the Clements. So that's kind of how it began.
Yeah, I actually didn't want to go to that meeting. I just didn't want Marijo driving to the part of town in the evening that she was going to be going to this meeting at. So I decided to so-called drive Miss Daisy to the meeting. And I sat there for 2 hours, and all of a sudden I woke up. And after that meeting, I haven't been the same. And that's been about 5 months now. Marijo has really put me in the position I'm in today, whether she knows it or not, whether I like it or not. I'm here. I'm trying to do what God is telling me to do. I do believe that everything is directed through him. And I feel that, he's guiding me as Marijo is helping me do what I'm doing. And I'm really excited to be leading the effort of the Election Integrity Patriot team that here in New Mexico started out with just a handful of people back in March. And we have grown it to almost 1,800 people that I can reach via different forms of communication, whether it's Signal, Telegram, Messenger, text, Facebook, and of course, email and real life phone calls. So I use all the technology that I helped create. I know how it works. I know some people use some and some use others. So that's why I'm on all of those platforms.
Wow. So that's a lot. So are you telling me that you didn't know about any voter integrity issues before this meeting?
Prior to this meeting, Marijo and I both would go vote. We'd get our sticker and say, I voted. And we would feel like our vote went to where it should and it was counted. It wasn't until the meeting that we went to, and then I attended a Sandoval County commissioner meeting, which Jay Block is one of our commissioners of 5. And in that meeting, I sat back and just thought, well, let me just listen a little more and learn a little more. And Marijo, to my surprise, who really had nothing to do with politics her whole entire life, actually got up and spoke that night. I did not. I didn't have the courage to do it. I wasn't sure what the process was. And I think part of solving a problem first is understanding the process. So I had to learn what the process was so I could get engaged. And in doing so, it wasn't after the first meeting that I took the mic, the second meeting, and I've taken the mic every meeting since for the last 5 months and shared things that I have learned, tried to wake people up and raise their awareness as to what's really going on. I live by 3 words that my 92-year-old father taught me, and he still teaches me today, and that's simply do what's right, which is the topic of today's broadcast that Chrissy chose to use. I was really excited to see that. And I can't wait for my dad to see that we use those 3 words he taught me as a young child, and I taught my daughters, and they're teaching their kids the same thing, because do what's right is real simple. And there's nothing complicated about it. If you see something wrong and you sit back and do nothing, well, nothing can improve based on your input that you could have given. But if you get engaged like we have, we can make a difference, and we are making a difference. If we're simply just raising awareness so that people understand what some of the irregularities are, what some of the problems are with the equipment in particular, where I'm an expert at. These are things that have helped a lot of people understand what's going on and see the bigger picture, and know that there are things that could be improved upon and made better, so that in our future elections, when I go vote and I get my sticker, I know that sticker counted. And that sticker, by the way, is on the dash of my truck. So it's a constant reminder for me. Every day I look at that sticker that says I voted. And I know that right now there's questions as to whether my vote went where it should have or it didn't. But in the future, I hope to look at that knowing that my vote counted and it went where it should have.
So I'm going to ask a personal question, and I usually don't do this, but
you said you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, sorry. Well, because this is really important, and this is a hot topic, and it's controversial about voter integrity, and it shouldn't be controversial. We should be making sure that holding everything accountable from the whole process. But what is your party affiliation? Please,
well,
if you wouldn't mind.
What's interesting about that is I'm not affiliated with any party. I'm an independent, and I will vote for the candidate no matter who they are. It doesn't matter where they come from. If they are the person that I feel in my gut deserves my vote, that's who I'm voting for. I am currently registered, however, as a Republican for the first time in my life. And that is for 45 days. And those 45 days are just about up. But the reason I had to register as a Republican was so that I could vote for Commissioner Jay Block, who was running for governor. And the only way I could do that as an independent is I had to affiliate myself with a party. So I chose to affiliate myself with the Republican Party, and Marijo did the same thing. And together we voted for the commissioner that we wanted to vote for the governor spot in the state of New Mexico.
Got it. So you have been an independent voter for how many years?
For quite a while. I can't tell you how many years, but I just decided that my whole life, regardless of being registered as a Democrat as a child, I watched my parents. When I became old enough to vote, I registered the way my parents did. And eventually in time, I started to see that I'm not voting my party all the time. There are many presidential elections. I didn't vote my party. I voted for the candidate I felt in my heart and in my gut was the most qualified, best candidate to vote for. And so I realized that really what I should be is not affiliated with any party. I should be independent. And that way I can look at the big picture. I can look at everybody fairly. And when I say we, the people, I talk about everybody. It doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on or who you are. If you're a candidate that is worthy of a vote and deserve a vote, you should get a vote, and that vote should count.
Amen.
Well, I wasn't even interested in politics. Coming from Chicago, it's the Windy City, and it's named that because of all the corruption. So politically, I was not engaged at all. And when I started to become engaged, there was no way I was going to affiliate with one party or another, because for me, it has to do with what candidate is really, resonating with what I believe and what I think should be done. And in the past, there's been a lot of controversial things that I just, didn't really want to take a side on. So for me, there was no question that I would be independent. There was just nothing that would put me in one category or the other.
And I think what Marijo just shared is one of the key things that influenced me to the degree where I am sitting here today doing what I'm doing. I would have never in my wildest dreams thought that she would have got engaged to any degree with politics whatsoever. But she literally did way before I thought about doing it. And after I saw the example she set, I decided that's a good example. I want to follow that. And I live by that rule. I try to set examples that others might see are good and they might choose because it's their choice to follow. Well, Marijo did that exactly. She gave me a dose of my own medicine. And when I saw what she did, I literally thought, wow, I need to get engaged too. There's something wrong here. And like my dad said, do what's right. If you see something that needs to be done, do it. A lot of people are afraid to do it. I have a handwritten note here that I brought with me, and I won't mention who it's from, but this individual, for example, was a clerk at one of the middle schools. And in the recent June primary elections, she worked there. She had been a clerk for 3 years. And she wanted to speak to me about the machines changing the voter party affiliation. Because when people come in, they say, I'm a registered Republican or I'm a registered Democrat. But most of them were registered Republicans. She found, well, the affiliation was changed. And so they have to stop. They have to change it. They have to send it to the Secretary of State. It takes about 10 minutes to do that. And basically, they were changing these on the machines. And so this individual was afraid to talk about this, but she wanted to talk to me about it, hoping that I could do something for her. And, so through her, I was her voice. And I've done this for many people in the last 5 months.
Do you want to read that note?
I just kind of read the note.
Okay.
But if you would like, I can.
Yeah, if you can read that note, and then
Okay.
we're going to take a little break, and then
Sure.
we're going to come back.
It says, John, I work as a clerk at the Rio Rancho Middle Schools. And on June 7th, I worked as a clerk for 3 years in 3 different locations. I noticed that the machines were changing the voter party affiliation. And I'd like to talk to you about that. My name is so-and-so, my phone number is, and here's my email. So I went ahead and reached out to her, talked to her, got more detail. And it was right in line with the things that I saw, the things that we were working on. And we'll get more into that after the break.
Okay, and we're going to go to break. And welcome, Jamie.
Hi.
Hi, James.
Just there's a war-winning day spot, just chill. Come spend a day at Chill. Escape the stress of your everyday life. It's good for the mind, body and soul. A boutique spa with all the luxury of a resort. Look chill, feel chill, be chill. Let our talented staff make it fabulous. From couples massage to facials, spray tanning and hair design. We got so much more. Come chill. Manchester's award-winning day spot, just chill. Come spend a day at Chill.
Online at chillspa.com. More than ever before, it's important to take care of your well-being and fuel your mind, body, and soul with goodness. Tune in Wednesdays at 9 a.m. for Chill and Heal with Chill Spa owner Chrissy Cantor, the Chill Girls, and special guests sharing experiences and expert advice on how to keep it simple. Just chill and live a happy life. They'll dive into a variety of topics, from mental health and anxiety to nutrition, self-care, and tips on how to look and feel good every day. Chill and Heal, Wednesdays at 9 a.m. on 99.9 and AM 1370 WFEA. We get busy with our day-to-day lives. Chill Spa wants to remind you to take time for you. Making clients look and feel their best is their mission. Chill Spa is here to treat your body, calm your mind, and soothe your soul. Chill specializes in luxurious facials, face and body skin tightening, and cellulite solutions, skin and body contouring, makeup, hair, and nail care, spray tanning, and more. Book your chill time today. 1224 Hanover Street in Manchester. Online at chillspa.com. Chillspa.com.
Now, back to Chill and Heal on 99.9 and AM 1370 WFEA.
It's all you,
Good
Chrissy.
morning, Jamie.
Good morning.
How are you? And how is Chill? And we want to hear all about the Wellness Month specials.
We are fantastic. We are open already today. We already have a pretty full house with clients. My client's so sweet. She got here a little early, but she totally gets it. And she's like, oh, you go chat. So I just stepped away. But I'm so excited.
Oh, thank you.
It is our Wellness Month, and even though Wellness Month is the month of August, we are going to start our specials early, starting this week to the end of August. We're going to be doing 20% off of Yonka and Jan Marini skincare. That's huge. We don't usually do two skincare lines on special at the same time, but we want everyone to be able to come in and book a free consultation for your skin. Whether it's you're just looking to have advice on new products to use, what's going to be best for your skin. If you are dealing with a specific issue that you need to be addressed, we can go over all the options. Zero pressure when you come in. It is just us women at Chill that are just going to share the girlfriend approach with you and let you know what we think is best for you. So come in, book your free skincare consultation during this Wellness Month. And we also have some amazing facials. And oftentimes people don't think to come in to get a facial unless they have a specific issue going on. We have an array of facials that we offer. And I just want clients to know you can come in just to relax. Just sometimes people just need to get massaged and touched and leave with their skin feeling dewy and glowy and all of it. And especially with, chlorinated pools, the beach, the sun, sunscreen. This is the best time to come in and even if you just get a basic facial, nothing over the top. Our Simply Chill facial is exactly that. And it's going to clean the skin. It's going to make you feel fantastic. But we go all the way up to treating really specific needs. So come in, get your free skincare consultation. We'll talk a little bit about products, talk a little bit about what we offer, and hopefully come up with the best solution for you.
I love it. And you can do virtual consultations as well, right, Jamie?
Oh, yes, absolutely. See, that's something I like. We're now starting to do, and it's like getting in the habit of telling people that we do it. So yes, absolutely. Because we know it's really tough in today's day and age, schedules, kids, work, whatever, to get here. So you can also call Chill and we can book a virtual skincare consultation with you. So we can chat anywhere you are, whether it's at home, you have a lunch break at work, anywhere. We can chat with you, and we don't want any scenario to stop you from getting the chill care you need.
I love it. Well, you totally chilled me out. I love hearing your voice, and I need a facial.
Well, I'm telling you, after hearing about all this voter integrity, I'm starting to feel a little stressed, and I feel like now I need to get a facial.
Well, we are going to take action and know where our vote is going, So
I love it. You guys keep doing your thing, and we're going to keep listening here at Chill while we take our clients and learn more from you. So we hope to see you guys soon.
See you soon. Thank you, Jamie. Have a beautiful chill day.
You too. Bye.
Love you. Bye-bye. All right. Let's dive right back in. Where did we leave off with? You've had so many people, reach out to you with what they've seen go wrong. I actually, there was a gentleman named Steve that had called Jay the day of the election in 2020, and he was really upset. And he's like, he was upset because they were all told, all the poll watchers, to go home by the Secretary of State. And I'm like, what are you supposed to do when you get an official saying you need to go home when you're not supposed to leave your post? Mm-hmm. So I never forgot his name. I knew his name was Steve, and I actually met him finally at the county commissioner meeting after you guys had spoken, I think a couple times. He was there speaking up. The fact that his problem didn't get addressed that long ago, that is so upsetting. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
And I was glad that I got to meet him. I'm like, hey, are you the Steve that called Jay Block? Because I'm like, I was in the car and I heard that conversation. And he was rattled.
Well, in addition to what I was talking about with the individual that shared this note, she shared a couple other things when I actually spoke with her, because she didn't put everything in her note, just that she would like to talk to me. And she hit the one thing that she knew I would call her on, and that is, technology changing affiliations. And I know that equipment is capable of doing a lot of things. It can be good, it can be bad. However, when I did speak to this individual, I also learned that she had found that the day she was closing up shop at the precinct she was at, she noticed that there was over 100 votes at the end of the day that weren't accounted for. They were basically over by 100 votes, and they couldn't figure out how. Well, the precinct judge, who I won't mention the affiliation, was a different affiliation of this poll worker, said, don't worry about it. Just go home and I'll take care of it. And so she was sent home, and she's supposed to make sure that those votes reconcile before she leaves. But instead, the precinct judge has sent her home. So these are the kind of stories I hear. Commissioner Block also has heard this along with the other commissioners over the last 5 months. Many testimonies where people get up during public comment, which they're entitled to do for 2 minutes, and it's their time to say whatever they want to say to the commissioners and to the body in the chamber. And many of them have witnessed things like this. Some have been poll workers, some have been precinct judges, some have just been voters like Marijo and I. And, they mention all sorts of things like the gentleman you're talking about, stories like that they have shared to raise awareness, to say there is something here that's not right. We are not seeing things. We are really seeing things that are happening. We're not making these up in our head. None of this is speculation, hearsay, or any of that. I'm the kind of person that deals with just the facts, ma'am, just the facts. Mm-hmm. I don't want to deal with, I heard it from this person or that person, or speculation, or certainly not conspiracy theory. I don't want to be labeled that. I just want to deal with the facts. So if I have the facts, and these stories that these people share are the facts, these are things they personally witness, and Marijo has heard all of these, as well as Commissioner Block and the other commissioners, it should help raise awareness that there is something that's not right. And like my dad says, do what's right. We need to find out what's wrong. In order to fix a process, or I should say this a different way, in order to, you have to understand the problem. To fix a problem, you have to understand the process. It's early this morning, sorry. But to understand, to fix the problem, you have to understand the process. And a lot of people haven't done their research like Mary Jo has done, and she's really raised my awareness on a lot of processes. It's all out there. A lot of it is available with the technology we have today. A lot of what I'm talking about is on the Sandoval County website. It's just a matter of understanding the laws that they have written, the rules that they follow, and understanding what the process is, so we can identify, okay, where are some gaps that need to be closed and improved upon. And that's all we're simply trying to do. But anyhow, the information that this individual shared is along the lines that Steve shared with you. And we've heard many stories like that. People have come up and testified, during their 2-minute public speaking of many instances like this.
Which I was so surprised at how many people show up week after week, because there's 2 county commissioner meetings, and their credibility. But I feel like, this is unfortunate, in so much of life that happens, they try and exhaust people so that they don't speak up. Like, this process has been going on for so long and nothing is being resolved, and they think that people are going to go away.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Well, that's part of their game. And I hate to label it that, but when you teach these people in the precincts exactly what to do, and then you tell them to go home, I don't understand how they think that they're not going to realize that something's not right. Mm-hmm. So, if you're not, if you don't want them to understand that something's not right, then maybe you should conduct yourself differently. I'm not sure, but there's so much. We hear stories upon stories upon stories of this, and so it's not like it's a isolated incident. It's everywhere.
And in addition to what Mary Jo's saying, we're working on very simple things. Like I said, we keep it simple. Voter ID, for example. Well, you have to have an ID to buy a gun. You have to have an ID to buy alcohol. You have to have an ID to go out and do a lot of things.
Medical procedure.
Medical procedure, exactly. And voter ID, I think, is something that, should really be in every precinct in every state across the nation. I mean, I don't want somebody going in and voting under my name, and then I find out that I can't vote because somebody already voted. I don't want illegals who are coming in, right now, as we know, across the nation, and grows with no IDs voting without ID. So simple things like voter ID. We should have voter ID. I'm a strong advocate of that, and that's one of the things we're trying to do. The drop boxes that were put in place were primarily put in place during emergency procedures because of COVID-19. And now that has sort of passed, the drop boxes are not legislatively statute. Nobody can prove to me that it is a law that they have to be in each precinct. Those should be removed because that allows for ballot harvesting or stuffing and these types of things. Just look at the 2,000 Mules. If you haven't had a chance, it's an excellent documentary that a lot of time and effort was put in. And again, it's facts. It's not conspiracy. It's not hearsay. Chain of custody for the ballots, and the voting process itself. There's things in that process that, again, if you understand the process, you can see some of the problems that need to be worked on. And all we're trying to do is make it better for we, the people, for everybody involved. And then we also have, the dead voters, and we have the voters that have moved, and, these types of things. Just take out the trash. Basically, we have a lot of records that are not current and up to date. And so this is why some people will get 2 or 3 ballots sent to their home when, in fact, those people don't even live at that home anymore. Mm-hmm. And so those are the simple things that all we're trying to do is clean up, improve, and make things better. This is what I call doing what's right.
Yes, do what is right. And with that, you guys worked with the county commissioners in Sandoval County, and they created this resolution, and that is part of what you're talking about is.
Yeah, we worked with a team of commissioners, the county manager, and we participated in what was supposed to be a 3-hour working session, but we worked right through the 3 hours and went into 4 hours, and nobody complained on either side. Everybody diligently worked together. We tried to get, the county clerk, the county manager, the commissioners, and of course the core team of people that I had there work together to improve on behalf of the constituents in New Mexico that were concerned about these issues around voter rolls, processes, and laws. Very simply put, we created a resolution that the commissioners passed on to the Secretary of State in Santa Fe, and it's there. We're not sure really what's happening with it at that point. We're hoping to get an update maybe tonight at our next commissioners meeting, but we'll keep working that issue. They're very good things that are in this resolution, and we're hoping that those will be paths to take to improve processes where there are some holes or gaps that need to be closed and improved upon. Right, Mary Jo?
Yeah, well, and it was sent out. Didn't we get it sent out to a lot of the other counties in
It went
New Mexico?
to all the commissioners in the entire state,
Right.
showing the example that Sandoval County is trying to set, asking them to consider following this in their counties as well. So anyway, we were proud to accomplish that as of June 24th, and we're still kind of working on the results that's going to harvest for us in the future.
So I want to step back a little bit. So it was, 5 months ago? You were living your ultimate chill retirement life?
Quiet life.
Yeah, I was never so happy to just be doing honeydews. And I can't tell you how many times I work 8, 10, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for the last 5 months, wishing that I could just do some of the stuff that's on the list that Mary Jo has given me to do that I used to gripe and complain about. I'll take that any day now. But again, I'm doing what I'm doing because I believe that there's a power far greater than us that has guided me into this position, with Mary Jo's help directing me to get to this point. And I had two really intelligent, bright women that came to me and asked me to help lead this effort. And they felt that because my background, I didn't mention this, I have a master's certificate in program-based management and communication. I have interpersonal relationship skills, and I can read body language, sound, voice, and this sort of thing. I had to do this with the phone company to deal with hundreds of millions of dollars of contracts all around the world. And sometimes I couldn't see the people, but I could only hear the people. Other times I could meet the people, and I had to read them really quickly so that I knew how to move forward and what the best way to interact with them was. So I had to learn how to deal with all kinds of cultures and personalities and people. And basically that has allowed me to get into this leadership role. This is something that these two women saw in me and stepped up and asked me, can you take the lead role on this? And before I knew it, I was left holding the bag and have been holding the bag for 5 months and trying to find somebody to give it to some days and wanting to throw the towel in. And when I do, Mary Jo quickly reminds me that, well, if you don't want to do God's work and you don't want to listen to him anymore, then I guess that's your choice. She never tells me what to do, but she has a real good way of saying things like this. And I listen to her because, she's a real big influence on me, and I want to do what's right.
So I have a quote that I'd like to share, and it's not mine, but it does read, "But what can I do? I am just one person," said 7 million people.
7 billion.
Or actually it says 7 billion, doesn't it?
7 billion people.
And, we all make choices, and, you can sit on your couch and you can wait for something to happen. You can wait for somebody else to do it, or you can, get off the couch and try to do something yourself. Each one of us has a gift that we were given by the divine, and each one of us has a way to use it. We need to look inside ourselves and try to find what it is that we can make a contribution with. That's our legacy. And whether it's in voter integrity or it's just coming and sitting in the chamber to support the cause, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be profound. We're all not great speakers. We're not all people that can stand up in front of a podium. We're not all that can pound their fist on the desk and say, you guys need to do your job. But we all do have something to contribute.
And that's a perfect segue, because what Mary Jo just said, I try to encourage people in multiple communications, sometimes daily, also in person. And that is very simply this: the very least that we can do as human beings is talk to our friends and our family. Just talk to them about what we're learning, help them understand, raise more awareness, get people engaged from an interest standpoint. That's the very least we can do. There's other things we can do, all the way up to what I'm doing right now and what Mary Jo's doing, involved in election integrity. The Patriot team that started off, back in March with just a handful of people has grown to well over 1,000. And that's simply just by talking to people and spreading the word. I have 3 new people tonight that are going to speak at the Sandoval County meeting that has never taken a mic, that have not wanted to take a mic, that have watched the examples that we and others have set, including Chrissy, who really is good on the radio, but in person, it makes her a little bit nervous and uncomfortable. But she has even taken the mic. And I have 3 new people tonight that are going to get up and they want to talk about something that's on their heart or their mind. And I'm like, this is perfect. And I encourage people, when I send them out the reminders for the meetings, please call me if you want to talk about a subject, or if you need a subject to talk about. I have a bunch of them to give you. And, we'll talk through it and I'll help you. And talking to these 3 people tonight that have never spoke before, they're going to get up there and talk about something that's been on their mind for months. And they just finally have got the courage to step up and do something and say something. And it's important that their voices are heard, because these are recorded voices. It is for the record. We're only following the laws that have been created for us by the county we live in. And we're just trying to hold people accountable. And, I have 2 specific goals in mind right now, in addition to the things we talked about: drop boxes, voter ID, same day voting, these types of things. And that's very simply is electronics. Electronics have no place in voting. They were put in place for a purpose, and that allows things to happen that's not good. In my opinion, I have proof and I have seen enough evidence of it. I've requested enough cast vote records to see the irregularities and the algorithms that can occur because of equipment. Technology can allow that to happen. The gold standard is a paper vote, just like we always used to vote, and counted by a human. Yes, there can be some errors there, but not at the level that it can be with electronic piece of equipment. That can be remotely accessed anywhere in the world. The equipment we have now has internal wireless modems. They have flashcards. They have IP ports, they have internet connection. Well, why do you need that to go vote and count a vote? Okay, those things are put there for a reason. And I won't get into, what those reasons are, but at the same time, I think you can kind of figure that out. Have I blown you away, Chrissy?
Yeah, totally blown me away. Well, I've been on the sidelines for a long time. I met Professor Clements, heard his story, his courageous story as a professor standing up against the mask mandates and against the vaccine mandates at UNM, and then getting let go. So, I mean, him and his wife have given up their life.
Yeah,
life.
And Erin is amazing. I talk to her sometimes 2-3 times a day. She is a number genius, and she is so good with the data.
She is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know that there was voter issues in New Hampshire, except I watched David's podcast in Marilyn Todd from Wyndham and Nashua. She was on there, and I'm like, what? I'm like, that's 20 minutes from my home. I was actually in New Mexico at the time. I was blown away. So it was like a week later, I got home and I went to the town council meetings, and it was not okay. I have video footage of being there and seeing what was going on. I've been quiet. trying to gather and understand everything.
See, you're doing just exactly what we're trying to do. You're processing, waking up, you're looking at things, and you're realizing that something maybe is amiss and we can make it better. And I got news for you. It's not just New Hampshire. It's not just New Mexico. It's coast to coast. It's worldwide. And this is something that the whole world needs to work on. But particularly here in the United States of America, we can do a better job than we're doing today.
I totally agree. And my alderman, Sebastian, even said on one of our last podcasts, he's like, in Europe, there's no question. There's voter ID. That's it. No question.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't matter a party affiliation.
No.
But we have some
people
counties right here in New Mexico where voter ID, Commissioner Block has shared with me, a county or two that has voter ID is required. And really, it's as simple as night and day.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the air we breathe. Why would you not make voter ID required? Why would you use electronics? Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's a reason why. And, I think people can fill in the gap. I don't want to get into all the political aspects of it because I really am for all the people. I'm trying to make everything better. I want to look at that sticker in my truck every day that says I voted and know that that vote really did count.
Yeah, me too, because I vote. And is it counting?
Yeah.
It's kind of like good versus evil.
I
really truly believe that we have good versus evil. And I'm a firm believer that evil will never win. Okay, they'll win a battle here and there, but they won't win the war. In the end, good will prevail. I'm a firm believer in that. My faith tells me that. And I witness that every day. I see all kinds of things like that every day happening to reinforce me. It gives me like a booster and says, okay, John, keep going. Sometimes I need Mary Jo to listen to me vent, and then she straightens me out. But at the same time, this is not an easy thing to do. I don't know how I got here. I don't know how I get out. I'm a project manager by trade. Projects have beginnings, milestones, and an end. Well, I know this had a beginning. I know there's milestones that we're working through, and I know that it will end somewhere, but I don't know what that end is. And that's hard for me as a program manager, and I'm OCD on top of it, to not know how does this end. All I know is I have to keep going, and I'll lose no sleep at night knowing that I didn't try my best. And, it's the people that don't do something about it that might have a regret because they could have and they didn't.
Yeah. So how do people get involved? I mean, I've stood on the sideline.
Well, some of the easiest ways to do that is here locally in Sandoval County is come to the meetings. And let me tell you, we have counties across the state in all four corners, east, west, north, and south, from Santa Fe to Weld County to Artero to Donana to you name it, right here close to us, even Bernalillo in Rio Rancho, who do not have the luxury and the benefit that we have with our commissioners to go to a meeting twice a month, have public comments, get our commissioners engaged to help us work on these processes. And they come to our meetings and they try to go back and put together a silo of people like what we've done, but a lot of the commissioners won't work with them. Okay, a lot of them won't even allow public comment unless they are on a Zoom. And a lot of people don't understand the technology, how Zoom works, so it turns them off. We can come here and do this. This is why Sandoval County, one way or another, is going to be a shining example, and we will make a difference. We will not stop until we do and until we've instilled integrity in future elections. And I really do believe what I said earlier. I try to set an example that's good, that others might see, and they might choose by choice to follow. And that's what we're doing here in Sandoval County. So that's how you get engaged, number one. Number two, you can write letters to your commissioners. You can make phone calls to your commissioners. Every one of the 1,000+ people that I work with have every one of our commissioners' cell numbers. They have all their emails, and they have sent dozens and dozens of emails. Ask Commissioner Block. He can tell you how many he gets. Well, the other commissioners get it too, and how many phone calls they get, and asking them to do the right thing.
And they work for?
They work
We
for
the
we
people.
We the people,
We
for
the
us.
people.
Yeah, our
We have to
taxpayer dollars
remind
pay them. Yes. And, sometimes some of them get it. Sometimes some of them don't. And no matter how much evidence and mountains of evidence that we can give them in the form of emails, personal testimonies, articles that I find, videos that I share, they can still sometimes make the wrong decision. And we just recently had a call to canvass for our last primary. In our primary, we had one commissioner, and that commissioner, you know very well, Chrissy, made the right decision, and that was not to certify that because there was some things that he saw were questionable. All the T's weren't crossed, all the I's weren't dotted. All we wanted to do was look at the records, the votes. We wanted to do a count. We wanted to make sure there was no irregularities, and we're still waiting for that. And we should be able to get that here shortly, and then we can look at it and prove it. However, the other commissioners were pushed and forced to make a decision, as Jay was, in a short time frame, because the Secretary of State muscled her way in to do that. And in doing so, 4 of them made a decision to certify an election that they know darn good and well, because we've given them 5 months of information to make the right decision. They chose not to. Now, the law that I'm talking about, is a particular law that they wrote that talks about knowingly doing certain things, and that is a Class 4 felony. So some of these folks might be facing some real difficult times ahead with the decisions that they chose to make. I had one commissioner come up and ask me, John, I think you're kind of taking this personal. And I looked straight at him and I says, well, sir, did I vote or did you vote? End of story. I didn't vote. You did.
And
you
what's
had
the
you
law?
had all the work and effort we put in. You had all the data. You had everything that we gave you to make a good decision, and just simply hold off. Now what we have to do is we have to do a forensic audit, and we also have to decertify an election, which is happening all across the nation right now, by the way. Nevada, Wisconsin, Montana just decertified some elections just in the last few days. And, it doesn't matter if Sandoval County gets on board or not. We'll make an example out of them one way or another. And there'll be a tidal wave that will go from the east to the west, and it will engulf everybody eventually. And once this catches, it will move like I hate to use the term wildfire because we've had some of those here in New Mexico and being a firefighter, but it will move like a fire. It will just move across the country, and it will engulf everybody. And when it does, that's when things will be fixed.
Amen.
Yes.
Can't wait for that.
I'm looking forward to it.
Just as my dad would say, just my humble opinion, just my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert. I didn't do any of this 5 months ago. I was happy just doing honeydews. And now I'm doing
and
this.
riding your horses.
Yeah, now I'm doing this. I still try to squeeze that in, but now I'm doing this, 8 to 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. And there's no stop until things get better.
And you're not asking for a lot.
No, like I said, it's simple.
We're talking common sense things.
And it's for everybody.
It's for everyone, whether you're a Republican, Democrat,
Libertarian, it doesn't
Libertarian,
matter.
it doesn't matter. Everyone's vote must count correctly. And
that's the beauty of being non-affiliated, because you don't have a bias. I'm not owned by anybody.
Yeah.
We have some commissioners that are owned by their party, and they have to vote a certain way. Otherwise, they're not going to stay in office, or they're not going to get the next office they're running for. And see, I refuse to sell my soul. And I'm not saying that they're wrong and I'm right. I'm not trying to do that. I will never cast the first stone. But at the same time, I make the decisions based off of, again, what my dad taught me. And that's do what's right.
Do what's right.
It's pretty simple.
And there's always a new day. And even if you were bought and paid for before,
That's right.
you can unleash yourself and do what is right. And I've seen it in both parties.
And just before we run out of time, Chrissy, I really want to thank you for the opportunity you presented to Mary Jo and I to share this and to get our voices out there, through the New Hampshire broadcast. And I'll take this broadcast and just so that the folks in New Hampshire know, I'll be sharing this with several hundred people later today once the link is available, just to help the patriots that I am trying to help encourage know that our voices are getting out there. We are sharing the message. We are trying to raise awareness. And this video broadcast will mean a lot to them as it does to Mary Jo and I. So thank you.
Well, thank you. And What I want to share with everyone is, you're extraordinary people that I say, oh, we're just ordinary people, but when we do extraordinary things, and when you have your gifts, like you had said, and we just act on them and do something, that is hard. This is God courage.
But again, there are some people that are afraid, just like this note I read. This person will never get up to the mic, but this person knows something's wrong. And
never
this person,
say never.
And
She just might.
And this person knows that she can come to me because I've instilled confidence in her to bring her voice forward to me, and I'll share her story. I'll work on her issues. And
but just like, the fact that at least she did that. So she knew she had a message. She didn't feel comfortable sharing it on her own. So she took it to another level so that it could be shared. And we all
she found
have
a loophole.
that.
Yeah,
exactly.
She found a loophole.
We all have that. And we just need to find a way. It has to be important enough. You have to have that passion to find a way.
Well, you say never say never. Like I mentioned, I have 3 women, and it's amazing how many women are out there speaking up and getting engaged in this. I have to say that more of them are women than they are men.
Yeah, by a long shot.
By a long shot. And I'll tell you, I didn't think these 3 women would take a mic, but now they're going to take a mic tonight, and they're going to use their 2 minutes of their First Amendment voice that they have, and they're going to take advantage of it while we still have it.
Yeah, and I'll be taking a mic again, even though it gives me complete anxiety. I'm just,
Good for
I always
you.
just put it out there. This is who I am. I get really nervous.
But what do they always tell the actors, when you're just learning how to do this trade? Just picture everybody in their underwear.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
I don't know about that.
Well, thank you for
You are so
giving
welcome.
other people the courage to speak up and you're their vessel too, until they're ready to speak up.
Right.
This is their country as much as it is ours, Chrissy. I still think the United States of America is still the best land in the world, just my humble opinion.
I feel the same.
And I'm very proud of this country still, even though we're going through some very trying times right now. I do believe that the best is still yet to come. And I think that we're going to see some good things happen soon. I pray for it. I have faith, and I believe it will happen.
I have faith too. And it's all of us speaking up. It doesn't matter what party affiliation. We are Americans, and I am grateful.
We the people.
Coming together. No more divide.
No.
This is common sense, voter integrity, and accountability. Know what our elected officials are voting on. There is August 5th, Resolve is going to be having their meeting, their debate. You can check them out at wethepeoplenh.org. And I just want to say thank you so much for taking this time.
You're welcome. If we don't make changes now, the window of opportunity will soon close. And once it closes, it will be closed past the point of no return. And I got to believe that we still should be electing candidates, not
selecting them.
Yes, thank you. And I'll just close.
Amen. Well, take your life by the reins, fuel your mind, body, and soul with goodness. Remember, you're the boss of your life, and let's make it a great one. Thank you for chilling with us. Thank you, Marijo and John. Let's shake things up. Get out, open up your gifts and share them with the world. Peace, love, and chill.